What's up, YouTube? Hope you're all doing well. Hope everything's good out there in Shredland. Just wanted to quickly share with you one of my very favorite alternate picking exercises, because I look back and it's funny because when you first start playing guitar and you get those basics down, you get this massive hard-on for sweep picking and legato and tapping and all these things that seem so much harder than what you're first starting out doing. But then years later, once you have a lot of that stuff, you realize that a really fast alternate picked lick will fuck you worse than any of those styles played up to speed. So this is one of my many licks that I like to use to kind of keep my alternate picking chops up. I'm in standard tuning. Here it is at 160 beats per minute. So there it is up to speed. This lick is actually largely based on the Yngwie song, I'll See the Light Tonight. So be sure to check out that gem if you're curious as to where this kind of comes from. But yeah, despite the lack of fret markers and my sort of noisy pickups at the moment, I'm going to break this shit down. I've kind of divided it into 3 sections. And it's based on a very simple concept, which is pedaling. But it just is a great exercise to get your alternate picking chops sharpened up. Okay, here's section 1. I'm going to play it a little slower first, just so you can get the hang of it. Okay, so this is all based on a very simple concept. That concept is pedaling. In case you haven't heard the term, you've definitely heard it if you've ever heard a metalcore song. You know, you've definitely heard rhythmic pedaling. I really hope that riff doesn't exist anymore because it was really bad. But the idea of basically having this bass line note to come back to, in this case, is the open E. And this scenario, it's largely lifted from classical music. That's kind of where Yngwie got his whole shtick from. The pedal note is up here. If you notice, that second and fourth note is the same. So in this lick, the highest note will actually be the pedal tone, and you'll be switching between 2 lower notes. If you're a theory guy, this lick is going to be an A harmonic minor, FYI. It occurs in groups of 3 notes, so that's how I'm going to break it down. Our first group of 3 is 10, 12, and 13 on the E string. And that lick is 10, 13, 12, 13. All alternate picked, of course. This whole lick is going to be just alternate picking. So you repeat it twice. And we get to move that same exact idea around the E string, basically. So first set of notes, as I said, 10, 13, and 12. Second set of notes is 7, 8, and 10. Remember to always play it twice. Third set, 8, 10, and 12. Can almost guess what the next one is. 5, 8, and 7. 7, 8, and 10. 4, 5, and 7. And then this last one, we go back to 5, 7, 8, but we play it 4 times. So I know I just threw a lot at you. I'm just going to recap that a little bit. 10, 12, 13. 7, 8, 10. 8, 10, 12. 5, 7, 8. 7, 8, 10. 4, 5, 7. And then 5, 7, 8 4 times. So up to speed. Okay, here's section 2. We're still all on the E string, it's still all alternate picking, and it's still all pedal tones. So here's what it's going to sound like a little slower. Okay, so in this section we're dealing with the same notes, except we're using an open E string to pedal as well. But it's 4 groups of 3 notes that we've already used. 4, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 7, 8, 10, 8, 10, 12. That's what I love about this lick. It's not a complex, like all over the fretboard kind of thing, but it really works alternate picking well. So here's how it's going to work. You're going to play one set in the manner that you've already been playing it. So in that case, it was 4, 7, 5, 7. And then the second set, instead of doing the same thing again, you're going to play open and then play 7, 5, 7 in this case. So that way it alternates. So, and just if you're more of a numbers and a visual person, it's 4, 7, 5, 7, open 7, 5, 7. And we're going to take this idea right through the next three groupings. So 5, 7, 8. So in that case, it's 5, 8, 7, 8, and then open 8, 7, 8. 7, 8, 10. 8, 12, 10. It's really that simple. So again, you play the way you've been playing it the first time, and the second time, instead of hitting the first note, you hit open, open E. Open, open, open. Here's a little faster. All right, so for this third and final section, we're going to be using the same type of pedal tone pattern, just taking it down a scale, but it's actually a lot less complicated than it may have looked when I played it up to speed, because it's just one thing repeated for 3 octaves. So we're starting, you guessed it, 10, 12, 13 on the E string. Just do that once, and we're going to incorporate some new strings. Ooh, first time away from the E string. So again, first one, and the second one is going to be 9, 10, and 12 on the B string, same type of pattern. So those two together sound like this. Just alternate pick all of it, and then those two things are going to get repeated for 2 more octaves. But in case octave is a term that may be unfamiliar, or you're not maybe a theory person, I'm just going to run through all the frets real quick. So again, the first two, 10, 13, 12, 13, 9, 12, 10, 12 on the B string. Third set is going to be 7, 9, and 10 on the G string. Fourth set is going to be 6, 7, 9, not the Fetty Wap song, 6, 7, 9 on the D string. Then it's going to be 5, 7, 8 on the A string. So let me play this real slow just so we know where we are right now. So you can see how kind of that just sounds like this one lick being repeated for 2 octaves. But we cut it off at the A string, and we play the 3 greatest notes in the world. Not really. This sounds so mean. What that is 8 on the A string, 4 on the E string, and then 5. Got to resolve it to that A on the E string. And just to be clear, every set of notes on each string is only played once this time, instead of, because we're kind of just, it could be confusing because we're kind of used to playing it twice at this point. In this particular case, it's played once per string. Okay, so now let's put all 3 sections together using a metronome. I've set it to 120 beats per minute, which is a little more mid-tempo, a little less shreddy, so you can just kind of make sure you have the notes within your fingertips and make sure you have them memorized and in the correct order and everything. So here is the beat, 120 beats per minute. here it is one last time at 160, which is the original tempo that I played it at. So yeah, I really hope that's a lick that you can add to your repertoire in terms of sort of getting those alternate picking chops up, and then once they're up there, keeping them there, because that's definitely a maintenance issue for me. I play this lick literally every day as kind of a warm-up to get that left and right hand in sync. And yeah, as always, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, or shoot me a message so we can continue to talk music, and happy shredding.